Welcome to Season 3 of Off Script with Sam Monk, Senior Leader of Equippers Church. We're talking about what's worked, what hasn't, and leadership lessons from the journey. Enjoy today's podcast.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
Yeah, we're talking about being intentional.
We are intentional on talking about being intentional.
I don't know if you're caught up with the previous episode. They'll give you a little bit of context as to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In this episode.
Go watch it.
And go watch it.
Yeah.
I hope some of the other episodes bless your life as well. Let us know.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Any subjects you want to cover.
Great stuff we've talked about.
I'm more than happy to talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's off script. And so, we're being intentional about being off script. How does that work? But no, we're talking about being intentional when it comes to life and leadership and how we're going to live on purpose.
Yeah. In order to achieve the things that God wants to achieve and that we believe that we've been given vision for, you got to do it with purpose and intentionality. And there was another word I was thinking of, but it escapes me for now. But it'll come back to me, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's just like you don't accidentally get healthy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like you got to tend to stuff and you got to be purposeful when it comes to life. And so, intentional leadership does many different things. But one thing I believe is critical is an intentional leader works on themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty huge because you can see the thing that you've got in front of you and go, okay, God, you've called me to this. Now I'm going to plan towards it. But then if you lack all the resources that you need to do that, as in your own personal resource, then you're never going to achieve it. So a lot of guys give up then. Yeah. Because I don't have the discipline to do it. But you've got to spend that time working on yourself to make sure that you're match fit, you're ready to go.
Come on.
Yeah, you got all the skills.
Well, I think even Jesus, Luke 2:52, he grew in wisdom and stature.
Right.
In favor with God and favor with men.
Yeah.
And so it's like he grew in wisdom.
It's amazing, eh? He spends 30 years like just growing up in wisdom and stature and like not sinning.
Yeah.
So that he could spend 3 years ministering.
Yeah.
That's people forget that. They look at the 3 years and forget the 30 years he had of like growing in his identity as the Son of God but also Son of Man.
Yeah, Son of Man, and grown in favor with God.
And in the eyes of man.
And with man. And I think, so often we can work on what we want to see happen rather than just working on ourselves. And, we've got to become the person that can handle what God wants to entrust to us.
You know what? Whenever I think of that, I think of David.
Yeah.
Because that dude was like a worshiper out in the field with his harp. And you kind of think, there's this little shepherd, because we know he's short and good looking. So he's a good looking little short dude out there with his harp looking after sheep. You think, how did that guy become a warrior? Yeah. But then God used this worshipping heart to give this sense of intimacy, which then led to power. Yeah. And that power then enabled him to kill bears and lions when looking after the sheep. But we only read the Goliath bit. Yeah. And he was the guy that said, well, before I could do Goliath, God gave me the strength to kill lions and bears out there.
Well, I think the challenge is, if you're going to arrive at your moment of destiny,
yes,
have you got something?
Have you got a track record?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
basically, yeah.
Like, have you killed the lion and the bear?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll shrink back in that moment. Yeah. Whereas the lion and the bear gave him the confidence to take on Goliath.
Because the guys that we hear about and read about that have achieved huge things, even if they only come to the spotlight in the last few years, that there's a whole lifetime of stuff that's gone unnoticed.
Yeah, I like.
Or you haven't heard about.
I like how Jim Collins puts it in Good to Great. He talks about the breakthrough of the chicken, and the moment where it cracks through the eggshell. Right. It's like the breakthrough, but for a long time it's been incubating in that, and the breaking of the eggshell is just one more step. In the whole process of becoming. A chick becoming,
And like the butterfly who spends all that time, wrestling in order to break through the membrane, the cocoon.
Yeah.
And if you try to, help it out, then it doesn't develop the strength to.
Yeah, and it's just that whole thought of one more step. It's like Goliath was just one more step.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
There's lion, bear, Goliath. Yeah, is just one more step, and I think the working on yourself is so important. Being able to ask the right questions of yourself is like.
Well, it's that thing, of the journey versus the destination.
Yeah,
and who you're becoming.
Yeah,
God's working on you as you go.
Yeah, I heard recently. I think I might have said it. What's more important, the journey or the destination?
And the answer is.
What do you think?
No, I don't want to say it because I'm wrong. I think it's the journey. It's who you're becoming on the journey.
Yeah. One person said it's actually the company. It's the company that you keep.
The music you listen to.
It's the company that you keep that helps you get there. But developing yourself, nice. And I think when it comes to leadership, we can be intentional about what we're wanting to build, rather than who we're building.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Because when it comes to kingdom purpose, you think of even Jesus. He had a viewpoint beyond his life. Right. He was only on the planet for 33 years. Yeah. And he's going like, okay, when it comes to my mission, how am I going to be effective?
Oh my gosh.
He didn't build a building. He didn't build, he entrusted. Yeah. Yeah. And built 12, well, let's say 11.
Yeah.
But he invested into people more than anything. And I often think that's a big challenge, because I hear a lot of people go, I want to build this church. And I've often said this is, we've got to be careful we don't use people to accomplish our vision. People are our vision.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And in the kingdom of God, it's like the value is people more than its projects.
Yeah, if you start thinking, Jesus, it blows my mind when I think about what Jesus saw and nobody else saw it. He didn't just see his mission or even developing the apostles. He saw the church in the future. He saw us now. That's mind-blowing. And to think, I'm just going to start with these 11 guys.
Yeah.
And he didn't even leave them, perfect. They weren't particularly strong, but he left them with enough seed and then the power of the Holy Spirit, of course, to continue.
Well, in the world's eye, they're uneducated.
Yeah.
Uneducated. Yeah. And who are these? Yeah. Who are these guys? But they had been. The distinguishing factor was they had been with Jesus.
They had been with him, and people noticed it.
And people noticed it. But the investment of time into people, and I think when it comes to intentionality, it's not just projects.
Yeah, it's definitely people over projects.
Yeah, it's like how much time are we investing into people, and who are the ones who are going to carry this thing forward, carry the mission forward.
Yeah, good.
And
nobody wants to feel like they've been used. There's so much, church hurt from people who just felt like a part of the process or just being used to achieve somebody's project. Yeah. As opposed to, really being poured into and invested into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that we've discovered that, right? The reward of being a leader is seeing somebody flourish and success.
Yeah, it's seeing them walk out their God destiny.
Yeah, totally.
And being involved somewhat in their journey, allowing God to come into that space. I think that's a reward of ministry in a lot of places.
Well, we're told to make disciples, and making disciples mean you're reproducing yourself. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. Yeah. That's it's a pretty bold thing to say.
Yeah. And I think having that clarity is really important when it comes to intentionality, is like, okay, what to invest in where.
Yeah,
is like, because some things will be short-lived, but if you're investing into people, it can have a generational impact. Yeah. And I think when it comes to pressure, we all face pressure, but pressure really reveals.
Yeah, good.
More than anything, is like it reveals what's in you and what your priorities are. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing, because pressure doesn't destroy you, distraction does.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, in a lot of places.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're thinking, it's like, are we focused on the right things?
Right. If you've got the attitude right, pressure can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But distraction, will absolutely just distract you from your purpose.
Yeah,
Straight up.
You're caught up with a whole lot of things that are insignificant.
Yeah, that'll preach too. If I think about the amount of guys that have been on a really good path and then they just get distracted by some, again, that thing that looks holy, it looks godly, that looks good even.
Yeah.
But they just get way down the track. And it's usually based on some need, some unfulfilled need.
Yeah.
So not that we want to go down that little rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's like pressure. How you respond to pressure is a revealer of purpose. It's like
pressure reveals purpose.
Yeah, it reveals, because in the end, purpose becomes your anchor in chaos.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people struggle to make decisions when the pressure's on.
Yep.
Because they haven't got clarity of purpose.
Right.
But if you got clarity of purpose, it's like, oh no, we just hold our course.
Yeah.
We just do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I've sat in a bunch of meetings where you've brought it back to that. Well, does this align with where we're going?
Yeah.
And every question I've had, should we do this? Should we do this? And there's never a shortage of ideas of what we should do or we could do. But you've always brought it back to, well, does this align with what we've been called to?
Yeah, because straight away, you got that clarity of purpose. It eliminates a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
You're just going, that's not even a consideration.
Yeah.
That's not a consideration, because this is our purpose. This is our direction. And I think a lot of people get decision fatigue,
right,
simply because they have too many options on the table.
Yeah, wow, totally.
Too many options on the table, and it's like, I've got to weigh my way through all these different options. But when you got clarity, that clarity helps you in the chaos.
Yeah, and you have to be quite strong, right, to stick to that clarity and to stick to the purpose and what your purpose is.
Yeah,
it's quite courageous to have to say no to a bunch of stuff.
It's just like, if God's birthed it, and you got to go back to that foundation. Is this a God thing, or is it just a good idea? It's a good idea, and I think that's really important. And along with that is like your values.
Yes,
because your established values become your filter.
Yeah, I guess they become your guide, right? Your plumb line while you're on purpose. These are the banks of the river that keep you. Your values keep you
going. But it just means, like, there's some things. If somebody is to ask you, do you want to do this or this, and you go, that, because your values are so, like, no, that violates my values.
Yeah, right.
That violates my values. It's not even a consideration.
Yeah, I have seen people do exactly that. Like, they're so focused on, we've got to reach this, and then they'll end up doing these things that are dodgy.
Yeah.
Because, we've got to reach this goal no matter what the cost, almost.
Yeah.
Which, again, goes back to that unfulfilled need in here to achieve something for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Hey, and so, you're right. The values you cannot violate the values. Got to keep our standards, our morals, our principles.
Well, your values make your decisions for you. And I'm thinking, if your values aren't clear, it's just like a young person going out and, have drunk in the past. If they haven't predetermined how they're going to respond, the moment will get the better of them. I'll just have another one. I'll have another one. I have another one.
Right.
And next minute, they've crossed boundaries.
Yes.
That they thought they never would, because they didn't establish their values beforehand.
Yeah, right. Predetermined.
Predetermined is like, even when it comes to marriage, your values is what you go back to. Is like, what are the values of our marriage? It's like, we're going to deal with our issues. We're not going to sweep things under the carpet. So that means, hey, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. As hard as it is, we're going to talk about it. We're going to seek counsel. We're going to get help.
Yeah.
We're not going to suffer in silence.
Yeah, good.
We're going to do things. So they are all, your values help you make hard decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And it takes all the pressure off, because there's just one, this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
here's the value. I'm either violating that or I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
And then you're safe.
And that's it. It's like, oh man, this is hard. But if I violate my value, I'm going to do more damage.
Yeah, but people are tempted, because it's what am I going to lose if I stick to this value?
Yeah.
But then that's where you've got to hand it to God again. Well, no, if God, you've called us to this, you're not gonna do it at the expense of these, your principles.
Yeah.
Or straight up integrity.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
And honesty.
Well, integrity, I like just even the thought. The definition of integrity is being of a state where you're completely unified.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I am the same person no matter who I'm with.
Inside, outside.
Whatever I'm facing.
On the platform, off the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're not managing certain parts of your life. Because,
different crowds.
Yeah, because you're different here to what you're like over here.
Yeah.
And, that gets complicated in itself, and that's how you'll burn yourself out. In fact, burnout is often a result of when there's a discrepancy between your inner world and your outer world.
Yeah, right.
You aren't living out your values, and that's where people burn out because they're having to manage the discrepancy.
Yes.
They manage that gap. And
all this chaotic work out there, but there's not the resource inside to
it's just like I'm violating my values, and it's like all that becomes emotionally draining. It's wears
exhausting
on you.
Yeah, it really is exhausting.
It wears on you in many different ways. And so, just living with that level of intentionality around your values, your vision, and keeping things simple. Man, we make things complicated, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, sin does.
Sin does.
Sin does when we engage in that. And I love the fact that Jesus came to simplify life.
He's amazing at that.
Simplify life, take the burden off, take the pressure off, and he enables us to live with a level of intentionality that brings freedom.
I think if people can actually grasp that concept, that integrity and living to God's principles actually simplifies life.
Yeah.
So much so. And then your purpose becomes really clear. There's one purpose. I'm fulfilling what I believe God has called me to do, not fulfilling some need inside or trying to please anybody else. It's just one thing I'm called to. It does take courage and it takes obedience, but it's just really simple.
Yeah.
And therefore you don't have to, struggle with the discrepancy between inside and outside.
Yeah.
And all of the chaos and the facades that you have to keep up. It's just exhausting.
Yeah, that kills us, man. That kills us. But Jesus came to give life.
Yeah, and life to the full.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Pray that's a blessing, man. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Episode, don't know, but it's going to be amazing. Bless you.
The next one.
Thanks for listening to Off Script with Sam Monk. If you found this podcast helpful, make sure you pass it on. We love your feedback, so drop us a line about what topics you'd like to hear about on Off Script with Sam Monk.